you need specialists in different fields, and you need them to be pushing the envelope for what you're doing. You need them to be obsessed with things. You need to see them out there taking bits and pieces from other industries, right? You need to be taking bits and pieces from what other brands are doing and bringing it back and elevating the work. What's up, everyone? Mark Milliton here. I'm the founder of Breadloaf Retention Labs and brand marketer. And today we are going to talk about building a retention lifecycle team. So I feel like what happens is when we're talking about retention in general, it gets lost. Everyone wants to talk about the creative team, the acquisition team, the social team, the product team, blah, 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 blah. I want to tell you about this team that I have built at my agency that serviced hundreds of brands over the last few years. And I want to give you a breakdown on like, how do we structure this? Who does what, how everything works together. And I'm hoping that you can take that away to actually understand how you might be able to implement the same thing for your brand. So within every team that we have active on our clients' projects and our partner brands, we actually have really 6 different roles. Some of these roles, there might be the same person working on it, but usually it's going to be 6 different roles on any given project. The first role is going to start off with the strategist, the retention strategist. So the strategist is going to be the individual that is going to be coming up with the ideas, right? They're going to be looking at the campaign calendar 30, 60, 90 days out, and they're going to be mapping out strategic initiatives that are in the pipeline. From product launches to sales announcements to content features, they're going to be building out this calendar, and they're going to be putting together a brief. That brief is really going to be essential in living in that campaign, and it's going to give an idea on what's the offer, what are we talking about, what's the content feature. It's going to give the team everything they need. So once the strategist is done, we're then leading into our next role, which is the copywriter. The copywriter, if you don't know what a copywriter is, they are a wordsmith. They are the individual that's actually going to produce the copy, aka the messaging and the words associated with your. The copywriter is then going to take that brief, and they are going to see what type of medium is this. Is this an email campaign, an SMS, direct mail, a push, whatever it is. And they are actually going to write the words. They're going to write it. They're going to come up with the words and start bringing it to life. So the copywriter is going to usually foundationally take an example that the strategist is going to give them. The strategist is probably going to send them a campaign that's been done in the past, or they're going to be wrapping in and say, hey, I like what this other brand is doing. You can take this framework. And then that copywriter knows exactly where the hero CTA is going to go, where the sub copy is going to go, what are the requirements, and they're going to write it out. So once that copy's there and that copy's done, it's going to get handed over to the designer. The designer is going to bring the campaign to life, right? They are going to formulate the structure of everything. They're going to be taking the lifestyle and the product imagery around with any type of other additional creative assets that the brand has. They're going to structure the campaign. They're going to use the copy. They're going to use all of these assets and bring it all together. So that is really the job of the designer. Once the designer gets this all done, then it's going to get sent to a campaign build-out QA specialist. We call it campaign build-out specialist. And the campaign build-out team member is then going to actually build out the campaign, right? There's a couple different ways. Some brands like to hard code their emails, and it takes a lot more time. I don't recommend it unless you really have the additional resources in the team, the bandwidth to be able to do it. Most of the time, you're going to use the WYSIWYG editor and your ESP, and you're going to build it out there. Some of these campaigns are going to be full image based. They're going to be cut up and from a Photoshop file. Some of them are going to be built with live text, different images, live buttons, and they're going to use more of the live features associated with that. The campaign build-out team member is going to make sure the campaign is built out to spec. They're going to make sure that there's alt text in the background. They're going to make sure that whoever's in charge of approving the campaign has received the test. They're going to make sure that the campaign is optimized for mobile and desktop. They're going to make sure everything is in order. And they're also going to put another set of eyes on everything just in case something doesn't look right. Did the designer make a mistake? Did the copywriter make a mistake? Did the strategist make a mistake? They're going to have that all in order. Then we have the campaign reporting analyst. So the analyst is going to then be reporting on a weekly and monthly basis. And they are going to be the one that's going to be looking at the actual overall performance. What are the open rates? What are the click-through rates? What are the conversion rates? How much revenue are we generating per recipient? Where is their future opportunity? What type of tests should be running in the future? They're going to be evaluating all of this and putting together reports and then sending that feedback back to the strategist or the overall executive team or the marketing VPs of the company, whoever it is. So this is all full circle, full loop. We get an idea on what's happening. And then on top of that, because I just listed out 5 people, the 6th person is actually the campaign manager, right? Campaign manager is going to be the person that is actually in charge of making sure everyone is hitting deadline. Everyone has tasks built out in the project management system. Everyone is aligned and understands. And if there's any issues, the campaign manager will talk to the team member for us. They interact with our clients. They make sure that we are pushing towards the goal, because at the end of the day, you could be sending anywhere from 2 to 10 emails a week, and then also optimizing automation, also adding in other channels. So this is how we work. And then at the end of the day too, I kind of base this whole conversation around email, but these same people will be involved on SMS. They'll be involved in app push. They'll be involved in app direct mail, any type of campaigns that are being built on the retention front for the brand. So when you're building a team, when you're evaluating a team, when you're looking at these specific roles, and you're also looking to scale and actually drive some real significant revenue out of your existing retention program, you're going to realize that it's very difficult to find somebody who is a specialist in all these fields. If you have a team member right now who might be doing all these things combined, I can tell you, you're probably leaving some significant dollars on the table, because I have yet to find a unicorn that is incredibly amazing at all of these things. You need specialists in different fields, and you need them to be pushing the envelope for what you're doing. You need them to be obsessed with things. You need to see them out there taking bits and pieces from other industries, right? You need to be taking bits and pieces from what other brands are doing and bringing it back and elevating the work. So I hope this video and podcast was super helpful. When you're building out your team next, I would definitely look into putting together certain people in certain roles just like this. And if you're ever evaluating an agency, I would actually make sure that they have these certain roles in order, just to make sure you've got bandwidth and you've actually have experts that are doing specific things. And hey, at the end of the day, if you're looking for a retention team to help grow your retention efforts for your D2C e-commerce brand, then I'm going to put my link down below. Schedule a time to meet with me and we can talk more about it and see if we might be a right fit, if you're a right fit for us. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much, and I'll see you later. Bye.